Hi everyone, hello tarot lovers. I'll just bring this up, do my usual shares and stuff. I'm about 2 minutes early. I'm eager tonight, eager to get moving. I hope you've had an amazing week and a beautiful weekend. I have had a very relaxing weekend. It's been really good. I'm just going to post in, do all my posting first before I get started. Hi, say hello, whoever you are. Nice to see you here tonight. Yes, I'm doing my posting now so that I'll get in early so I'm not messing around. Hi Morgan, good to see you. So I'm just going to share now. Hi Emily, hey. Hi Sam, Samantha's just sent me a private message. Okay, so I'll just share to my group. Oh, how do I do that? Hi Kim, good to see you. Hi everyone, hey Stephen. Hi Corrine. Yes, so I can't, I have a bit of a struggle multitasking. Let me just put this into my group and then I can chat group. Here we go. Throw this in there and then I can relax. Hi, so good to see you. I hope you've had an amazing weekend. I've had a very relaxing weekend. It's been really good actually. Quiet night Friday night, saw a movie last night, had some pizza. It was really nice. It's been a good weekend. And then I had a very lazy day today, which is unusual for me because I'm not very good at resting. I'm always doing things, so I actually gave myself full permission just to rest. It was nice, very nice. So, yes, so a little bit of housekeeping. If you've just joined, I have maybe I should introduce myself first. So if you don't know me and you're watching the replay or you've just joined, my name is Marina Lobas and I refer to myself as the Soul Purpose Mentor, your Soul Purpose Mentor. Hi Jake. And I support intuitive and spiritual entrepreneurs to monetize their passion to purpose and to create programs and services that sell out. And I specifically work with people who love the tarot and channeling. Two of my favourite intuitive gifts that I absolutely love. So a little bit of housekeeping. I do have a 5-week program that starts on the 13th of October. Hi Di, I can't bring you on camera. People have been doing that recently. They must be doing it accidentally. Or maybe it's Facebook asking me to bring people on camera. I don't know. Hi Di, nice to meet you. I don't think we've met before. Glad you could join us. So yes, I have a 5-week channeling immersion. And the doors close this Friday coming, 9th of October. I have 5 spots available. The early bird price is still available at $297. It's for 5 weeks. It is online, so you can be anywhere in the world. We'll do it do our sessions via Zoom. The sessions will go for about 2.5–3 hours. The focus will be on embodiment. I'm going to do a lot less theory for these sessions and more just practicing reading for yourself and others, and embodiment, learning about trance state, how to access trance state, accessing trance state weekly, practicing how to move into trance state, practicing your verbal channeling. And yes, with my support, I've been teaching channeling for a long time, 25 years or more. It's been a while. Yes, I'm really looking forward to that. I think the key with channeling, and where people sometimes get somewhat discouraged with channeling, is they try it once or they do a weekend and then they just don't really practice anymore. It's a bit like exercise. For you to strengthen the connection, you have to practice. It's like any relationship. You need to nurture it. You need to nurture it to strengthen it. And the more you practice, the easier it is to access the portal to to access this relationship, to hear, feel, sense your guides. It takes practice. Hi Lilia, good to see you. Hi Tash. Hi Sam. Yeah, so I'm really excited about doing this. I hadn't anticipated doing it online. It was all sort of happened very quickly. So it's available, excuse me, for the next so we don't start next week, the week after, 13th. 5 spots left. If you want in, jump in. I've only got 5 spots left. I'll do some more videos around it next week. Hi Barbara, lovely to see you. Oh, it's nice to see everybody online. I've only got a small group tonight. We usually have a few more people. If you feel like sharing, go ahead. I really appreciate you sharing the lives. So how this works, if you're new, the way this works is I'm going to pick 3 cards randomly for the week. What was that, Emily? I've missed this because sometimes, do you know, with Facebook, what happens is there's a bit of a lag on the comments, so I miss things sometimes. I'm really good, Barbara. I'm happy. Things are good. I'm happy this week. Makes a change. No, I'm not always unhappy, but yes, I feel good tonight. Emily, today has been crazy since the moment I woke up, unlike any day I've ever lived. Any advice at this time will be so comforting at this time. Well, I happen to be in a great space today, so let's hope that the portal, I can access the channeling portal with so much more ease tonight. I do feel good tonight. I feel in alignment. I'm feeling great. Yes, okay, so if you've just joined, how this works is I'm going to pick 3 cards randomly, and then I read those 3 cards, and that's the energy report for the week. And I believe your spirit team, my spirit team, your higher self, my higher self, we're all working in collaboration together. Everybody who's here tonight is directly influencing what's coming through as I channel the information for you. I don't go into a deep trance state. I just spontaneously hear things and I share it, and some of it is knowledge that's already contained within me, that because I understand the cards, and then other stuff just drops in. So I'll teach you about the tarot, you'll learn about the cards as I'm sharing, and then information just drops in, and I'll share that with you as it drops in. And then so after that, then I will offer some free readings. And so if you'd like a reading, you need to put yes in the comments section. And then I'll read for you. Hi, Shan. And then, excuse me, and then I'll read for you. I've still got a bit of a cough, actually, from last week. So I'm a bit coughy, sorry. Yeah, the alignment is strong. Yes. Well, I look forward to reading for you tonight, Emily. I'm looking forward to the cast. I'm keen tonight to see what comes up in the report, actually. I love doing the report. I don't mind showing up on a Sunday night. I look forward to it. So yes, so if you'd like a reading, you need to put yes in the comments section. And then I think what I'll do is I'll do what I did again last week, because I sort of enjoyed that. I might, I hope you guys enjoyed it, but I'm going to pick out all of the major arcana, and I'm going to talk about your big lessons, the lessons that you're currently moving through. You just only using the major arcana. I think those cards are really helpful, and yes, I'd like to share that again. I'd like to do that again tonight. I might do something different next week, but that's what I'm feeling called to do. Well, I'll see how I feel after I've done the reading. So if you'd like a reading, you need to put yes in the comments section. Yes, last week's reading was amazing. It was. I felt plugged in just using the major arcana, so I might do that again this week. I'm feeling it. Hi, Cecilia. Nice to meet you. Yes, I'll see. I'll definitely look for you, Cecilia, when it's time to do the group reading, the one-to-one readings. But for now, I'm just going to do the weekly energy report for all of us. And yes, if you feel like sharing this, please do. I'm just going to, excuse me, I'm still a bit coughy from last week. It hasn't quite left. When I get out in the cold, it gets a little bit worse. I have got the heater on in here, but it's a bit cool in here. So I've just put in my 5-week channeling program course that starts in a week's time. I've got the link in there if you'd like to join. I would love to support you learning how to channel your spirit team, your spirit guides. I'll do some more spirit guide lives this week. I will dive right in. Okay, 3 cards. Oh, I feel a little bit nervous. I hope they're the kind of cards that I want to see. this week, confirming what I want. Hi, Brooke. Nice to see you. Yeah, you enjoyed the major cards as well, Kim? Great. Okay, well, looks like I'll be doing that tonight. I'll trust all the input from you guys. Okay, so let's do our weekly reading. I'll pull the first card. So, this is the Knight of Pentacles, as you can see, and the Pentacles refer to the earth element. The earth element is about how we materialize our ideas into form, or how we materialize spirit into form, how we create what we want into form. It's about how we utilize our resources, and resources being, excuse me, I will be a bit coffee tonight, sorry guys, it's still lingering. So the earth element is about resources, time, energy, you know, your physical health, your money, how you use your money, and your resources, your energy, like what, you know, how you utilize your energy. And it is we are working with time. We have to be patient with the earth element. We do need some patience. It's not as quick as thought or as inspiration. You know, it takes time. If you think of building something into form, think of, you know, building a house. It's brick by brick, and it takes time to manifest. So yes, we're dealing with time when we're dealing with the earth element. So anyway, in this card we have the Knight of Pentacles, and all the knights tend to be the most unstable of the elements. But with this guy, he's probably the most stable of the knights. They're mutable, so these are very changeable. The knights are very changeable energy, but this guy here, he's the stability that we're all kind of seeking in the context of our passion to purpose, the things that we feel called to do. This guy was a healer. He's a healer, and he traveled the world sharing his arts, and his knowledge is about sort of earth medicines, you know, agriculture, farming. He worked with the bees. You probably can't see. I'll see if I can show you. He's got some beehives in the back there. He was known for his beekeeping abilities, and I think his name's Aristeus. And actually, he's the son of Apollo. He is the son of Apollo. He was nobody, but he wasn't recognized for his royal heritage. People didn't even know. But anyway, the message in this card is that we mustn't take for granted the impact that we're having at the grassroots. He works at the grassroots. He's very happy to work with even the most insignificant of creatures. He works with he healed the bees. The bees were dying, and he healed the bees. He went out of his way to help them survive and thrive. And of course, we know how important the bees are, right? Without the bees, we wouldn't have the beautiful produce that we have on our tables, that the farmers wouldn't be able to have their beautiful crops, and we wouldn't see all the beautiful produce that we see at the shopping centre that we take for granted. So this is the card of not taking for, we're being reminded this week to not take for granted our ability to heal and to help and to make an impact, to make a difference. Sometimes I refer to this card as being like the grassroots in the context of sort of doing one-to-one work, or like one person at a time. And sometimes we feel like that it's not quite enough, or we're not having quite enough impact. He actually does. He has a huge impact. His work ends up having a ripple effect. So we're being called this week to not doubt the impact of the work or what we're doing in our lives, or in terms of your creative projects, in terms of your career, in terms of your, if you're a healer and you're working, say perhaps you do Reiki healing or spiritual healing, or maybe you heal with sound, I don't know, whatever and sometimes healing can be in a more formal context. Maybe you're a counsellor, maybe you're a community worker, but whatever it is, we're being reminded this week to not take for granted the impact that we're having, and that this guy, he's the most stable of the knights. So he has a huge impact. He's very reliable. We're being called to be steadfast. What do I mean by being steadfast? We're being called to be, he's almost pragmatic. So sometimes we have to go through the motions, even though it may feel like, God, I feel like I'm on repeat. I feel like I'm, you know, he's probably the most practical. You can see here, some of my tarot students pointed out that he's the only horse in all of the, because all the knights are on a horse, he's the only one that's the most stable, he's grounded, he's got his 2 feet on the ground. And yeah, we're being reminded to stay grounded and be practical, and don't worry about, like, just recognize that even the smallest impact will have that kind of butterfly effect. It will affect more people than you realize. So trust in your healing, trust in the work that you're doing right now, and it's okay to be at the grassroots. Sometimes I think of the grassroots as like being on the front line. Frontline people often are not as well recognized as people who are on sort of, you know, upper management, usually get all the accolades, but actually it's the frontline workers that are doing all the hard yards. And so this is about that kind of frontline work. But don't forget, he's Apollo's son. He comes from a god. He's a divine being. He is divinity incarnate, and people don't realize that. Okay, next card. Hi, Stephanie. Oh, another knight. So this is a good example. Can you see in this card the other knight? So the knights are very mutable energy, means they're very changeable. They're often not very stable, and in this card we have the twins, the Dioscuri, I think they're called, the 2 Dioscuri twins. Dioscuri, I think I'm pronouncing it wrong. I can't remember how it's pronounced right now. But anyway, these 2 guys, they are the quick thinkers. We're being called to think quickly, to be open to making some changes this week as well. So staying focused on what we're doing, but being open to shifting gears if need be. So this is like big changes coming up, and changes that happen quite quickly, and we have to learn. It's really interesting that we've got the card of stability here, and then we've got the card of changes. I'll have to wait till I see the 3rd card to see what it all means together. I find that fascinating, actually. Yes, so this is in the air element, and the air element is about air element is about change. It's about transformation. It's often about destruction as well. Chaos. It's very chaotic energy, and these guys here are, when they come up in a reading, we're being called to make changes very quickly. It's shifting energy that happens spontaneously, that's somewhat out of our control, just like the weather. You know, the air can just shift in any moment and turn from a subtle breeze to big gusty winds. You're a Gemini. Yes, this is in the sign of Gemini, actually. Yeah, so this card represents quick, swifty changes this week. That's pretty exciting, actually. And usually, you can see here, there's the horse is on its hind legs, right? And so ready to take action. We have to be ready for some quick shifts in energy. So I'll just see what the other card is now. Oh, we've got all court cards this week. Let me tell you something about the court cards. So the court cards are just generally, they are the emerging energy of the element. So that's how the energy. Sorry, someone's just texting me about some guy that they fancy. I just got distracted by that. So yeah, the court cards are about how the element is emerging in our life, and it kind of it's like a progression from the page to the knight to the queen to the king. It's like a progression of the intensity of the element. So so this card represents self-love, and it represents the nurturing of self-love into our experience after difficult times. And this is the card of Narcissus. This is the first time he's seen his reflection in the cup. And he wasn't, Narcissus in the Greek mythology, he wasn't very nice. He wasn't a very nice person. In fact, he was nasty, and he would use people. He was so self-absorbed. He was really narcissistic and childlike in his behavior. He was very egotistical. He would be cruel and unkind, very damaging in his communication with others. And he was he was afflicted with this illness where one of the goddesses punished him for rejecting these nymphs, and in punishment she would make him fall in love with his reflection, but he fell so deeply in love with his reflection that he couldn't leave his reflection. And he thought he was so in love with his reflection, every time he put his hand to touch it, the reflection would disappear, and he was so confused by that. So he wouldn't leave, and so basically he starved to death. He just stayed and could not leave his reflection. So this isn't the card of us being narcissistic. This, though, represents the emergence of self-love. It's the beginning of the water element. It's the beginnings of heart consciousness, awakening the heart, letting down the armor around the heart. We do live in a world where, it's somewhat precarious. We've gone through, it's hard. The earth realm, we've been through some stuff. We've all been hurt somewhere, somehow, and we've kind of hardened. Sometimes we harden around the heart. So this is the softening of that armor, letting down some of the armor and opening up to love in whatever way that is moving into your experience. It might be the love from someone else, the beginnings of a relationship, or the beginning of self-love emerging in your own life. But it's the requirement of this card, the message in this card is letting down the armor and trusting that love isn't here to hurt you or harm you. In fact, love heals, and love is healing you. This card will sometimes come up when we have been through difficult times in relationships, and you're on the other side of it now. You've gone through the grief and the breakup, and now it's the healing time. So there's strong healing energy that comes with this card, but the focus of this is self-nurturing, self-love. And so it is, because it's a page, it is somewhat precarious. It's at the beginnings. It's kind of infantile. It's the immature beginnings of self-love. So we have to treat it's so fragile still. So we must be careful and gentle with ourselves, not to be too hard on ourselves. Those of you who are just starting to explore the potentiality or possibility of relationship, let yourself go there. But you don't need to rush in. You don't need to rush into relationship. Just, open your heart to the potentiality, the possibility of allowing yourself to have that letting yourself, contemplate that maybe you can, maybe it's possible. So sometimes people with this card, people will come into our lives to inspire that. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be around long term. I don't know. But there are definitely, for those of you, for some of you watching tonight, there are people in your life who are inspiring this love within you again, who are opening up your heart again. And so it's not by mistake. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be with that particular person, but it's about finding that self-love again, inspiring that love inside of you again. So let's look at these very curious cards. Okay, summary. So this is the card of the healer. So those of you who are in the healing practices, whether that be more professional, formal, or whether it be more alternative, intuitive, either or, doesn't really matter. This is about recognizing that you are having an impact, and that even at the grassroots, one person at a time, you are making a difference. So don't doubt your capacity to heal and to help and to be of service. And even though you can't see the financial rewards yet, or even though you can't see the long-term effect of that yet, it's definitely on its way to you. This is the most stable of the nights in terms of creating ideas into form. This is the stability. I think I mentioned before that one of my clients picked up that the horse had his feet in the ground. That was so clever. I never saw that, never noticed that. Well, I did, but I didn't take much notice of it. But anyway, it's the most stable, the most grounded, and this is a reminder. This is a reminder to stay practical, even though it might seem somewhat boring, at times, that it is, you are having an impact. So continue moving forward. But then we also have the night. So there is a change in direction. Something's going to happen this week in terms of shifting gears. where we're being called to make quick, swift changes. Something swift, something this week is going to cause you to shift gears and to take things to the next level. I don't know what that's going to look like for you. It will require you to do things a little bit differently. It will require you to probably go out of your comfort zone and try something new. It'll be up leveling what you're already doing some way, somehow. And then we have the Page of Cups. So this is a reminder to open your heart and to trust in the new relationships that are moving into your life. Perhaps the quick shift and the quick shifting gear could be somebody walking into your life that changes your perception of how what you imagined things were going to be. I don't know, because there's so many of us online tonight. But ultimately, we're being called this week to open our heart and to trust love, to let love lead, to let the armor down, to be open to the potential of new relationship, to be open to your own self-love, and to nurture yourself this week. So yes, very interesting. I'm going to summarize those tomorrow, and I look forward to summarising them actually, because I'm still feeling like there's more to those cards than meet the eye, and I haven't quite tapped into it yet. So I'll summarise them tomorrow. So bear with me while I just pull out all the major cards, and then I'll do some readings. So if you'd like a reading, you need to put yes in the comments section. I'm curious about the Dioscuri, the Gemini twins, those two guys that were right in the middle of the cards this week. I hope it's good changes. I hope it's a big shift for me personally. I'm ready to do things differently. I'm sure you guys are too. Okay, I'm getting there. Just give me a few moments just to separate the cards. Oops. Okay. Let me just check that I've got 22. There's 22 major arcana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 22 cards are missing. Bear with me. I'll find them. Yes, so if you'd like a reading, put yes in the comments section, and then I'll scroll back and I'll have a look. And yeah, whoever I feel drawn to, I will. There we go. There's the two cards. Okay. Gosh, it's got warm. I'm going to turn my heater off. And then I'll probably start coughing. Okay. Great. I've just started working with, this is from Brooke, I've just started working with oracle cards and hypnotherapy. So do believe soon clients will come to me, but I'm keen to help heal people. Yes. I use my cards in my sessions as well. I do what I call therapeutic readings. Therapeutic tarot. I've got a bit of a tummy ache. That just came over me. That's not a good feeling. I don't know what that's about. The swiftness sounds interesting. Yes, to be honest, Stephen, I'm not sure how to read that. It's taken me by surprise. I wasn't expecting that. So, I wonder what that will be. Maybe we're not supposed to know that particular detail until it shows up. But a quick shift in gears, a quick change. Something will create some change in direction. And there'll be a forward motion, a forging forward. You saw the Dioscuri with their swords up in the air and the horse with its hind legs ready to take off. The Dioscuri weren't very good at sticking to plans. They would drop whatever it was they were doing for the next exciting challenge. They weren't the most loyal, the Dioscuri, at all. They were... yes, they were always after the next big thing, the next exciting challenge. And they weren't very loyal, just not loyal to their projects. their plans. They weren't loyal, quite mature. The Knights tend to be, as I was saying, they tend to be the most unstable of the cards. Okay, so I am going to read for, hi Julia, nice to meet you. It's nice to see some new people here tonight. Hi Nigel. Okay, hi Anne. Is that the beekeeper again? Yes, it is the beekeeper again, Morgan. Okay. Yes, Angela, Angela Little, are you still here? You need to say yes. Give me a yes in the comments section. Oh, do you know what's happened? My Facebook has paused. I don't know why it's done that. It's really annoying when it does that. Let's see if I can open it up again. And then I can't see the messages from people. Okay, that's better. Yes, you are. Great. Okay. Let's see. Anne. Well, it's poking out at me. It's got to be that one. Okay, Anne, this is the card of being feeling pulled in two different directions. There's one part of you that, well, maybe I'll say it like this. Sometimes we feel divinely willed towards something, even though it's not in our best interests. So this card comes after the Lover's card. And in the Lover's card, the Fool learns about making decisions based on material, based on lust. And so he learns, he ends up having quite, Paris, in the story, Paris loses his life based on this, you know, this choice on choosing lust over love. And so the moral, so he learns this lesson that sometimes that we, even though we feel called or we feel divinely willed towards something, it doesn't mean it's actually in our best interests. And so this is you having to control these urges that you have towards something that isn't actually for your highest good, even though it's very attractive, even though you feel called, even though it's, you know, it calls you, it doesn't always mean it's for your highest good. And so it is causing some inner conflict for you. The inner conflict being, you know, wanting something that really isn't for your highest good right now. It doesn't mean it's not ever going to be, but right now it's not. And so you can see here, this is Aries. He's the god of war, and he's trying to control his horses. One horse represents the unconscious, and this is the unconscious desires, and the other horse is the conscious awareness. So, you know, it's like the two little devils on your shoulder, the good devil and the naughty devil, right? And so this is the conflict, the inner conflict. Sometimes it's a bit like the ego. He's like the witness of this inner turmoil, this inner conflict. And sometimes it can be witnessed outside of ourselves as well. It can express itself outside of ourselves. But he's like the witness to that. He's witnessing this happening. And sometimes it can be like the two shadow selves, the two egos arguing with each other. You know, this is a really poor example, but you know, one ego saying, oh, you can't have the chocolate, it's no good for you, it's just going to make you fat. And the other part of you saying, oh, go on, eat the chocolate. What's you know, just let yourself have another little piece of that chocolate, even though you know it's actually not good for you. And so there's a witness in the background, Aries in the background, watching this war happening between these two sides of yourself. That's a very poor example. I was trying to come up with an example to show you what I would, you know, to explain what I mean. So this is like the inner conflict, this conflict that you're having around something going on in your life now that you feel like you would love to do. You have, well, the message is you have to control yourself. You actually have to control yourself. This is not the time to be engaging in whatever it is that you're unconscious, you're what you feel willed towards. Don't do it. This is not, yeah, eat the chocolate. Yeah, something like that. No, don't eat the chocolate. Now's not the time to eat the chocolate. Okay. Next card. Hi, Jade. It's good to see you. Hi, Daniela. Is Daniela on? Oh, that's nice. I haven't seen her. I didn't know she was here. Hi, Pania. Okay. So, next person, I think I'm going to read for Daniela. I'm going to read for you tonight. I haven't seen you for ages. I hope you're well. I have a feeling your beekeeper's keeping you busy. I saw your beekeeping video. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Okay, let me read for you, Daniela. Sounds interesting. Therapeutic cards. Yes, therapeutic readings. There are many ways in which you can use the tarot book. I teach that in my tarot program, in my 6-month tarot program, mentoring program for those who want to be tarot, who want to use the cards as tarot therapists rather than just a divinatory tool. The tarot, after all, the tarot is a doorway, is like a mirror to the soul, to the unconscious. It makes the blind spots obvious. We can see things that we wouldn't ordinarily see. And that doesn't necessarily mean future selves. It's just other ways of being able to understand the situation that we find ourselves in. It opens us to new perspectives and new ways of narrating our story into being, narrating who we want to be into being. They're a great tool for accessing the valued self. The valued self is the you that isn't weighed down or problem saturated. It's the you that isn't problem saturated. We're often very skilled at telling our problem stories and find it difficult to speak about the appreciative parts of our being. We often find it really hard to talk about ourselves in very life-giving ways. We're very skilled at telling problem stories. Okay, so I nearly forgot who I was going to read for. See, I get carried away talking too much. Daniela, okay, this is your card. Let me think. It is your card. Okay. Oh, interesting card, Daniela. So, the moon card. This is Hecate or Hecate, and she stands at the gates of the underworld. This is the pool of forgetfulness. This is the pool of all. She represents the collective unconscious, or the collective psyche, where every thought that's ever been thought is held, every idea, every emotion, and not just yours, the entirety of humanity. And so this card represents confusion and represents being somewhat lost, unsure of what to do, feeling like things are not quite clear for you right now. And it is the card of transition. You're being prepared for changes, but you're being called not to do anything right now. So sometimes I refer to this card as the sacred pause, the space between the breath. I'm not talking like, I'm talking about when you breathe in and you breathe out, and on the edge of the out breath, there's this sacred space. And the Buddhists refer to this space, or this sacred space, the bardo. It's the space between death and rebirth. It's the sacred transition. And so you are moving into a transition again, Daniela. Things are going to change again for you, but there's a shift. There's a shift happening for you. And I know this card is also about confusion, being confused about what to do next, being confused about where you want to go or what you want to do next. And you are being called to wait. Just wait. And so it doesn't mean that things are all over or things are ending. It doesn't mean that at all. But you're being called to just press pause for now. Don't make any big decisions right now. Press pause. Don't jump yet. Don't jump ship. Don't jump. Just wait. Just wait. It'll get a bit clearer in time. You are being called to go inwards and just explore what's actually going on for you personally, to spend some time inwards. And sometimes I refer to this card it's you having relationship with your divine intelligence right now, and not trying to work things out, just witnessing what's going on inside of you before you make any big decisions. Pause, the sacred pause. Press pause, Daniela. No rushing. Don't rush anywhere. Don't rush to any big decisions right now. Okay. Hey, Michael. Nice to see you. Yeah, I feel like my energy report this week wasn't clear enough. We'll find out what comes up tomorrow morning when I go to summarize it. Somebody else is trying to be in my video. Yes, Daniela, I'm feeling it. Don't jump. Wait. Just wait. Just wait. Okay. Now, let me see. Who's next? Who is next? Morgan, I'm going to pick a card for you. How are we going for time? Good. Okay. So, Morgan, Pandora has come to visit. The card of hope and the naked truth. That's how I refer to Pandora, the naked truth. Actually, she's Eve. In the Mythic Tarot, she's Eve. She represents Eve. Yes, I can see you, Rebecca, but I'm not putting you on. I'm not bringing you online. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. I don't know how to do it, and I don't want to. So I'm sorry, but I can see you. And nice to see you tonight. So, yes, so this card, interesting that this card has come up for you, Morgan. This is the card of not being able to see the exact form of what is unfolding for you, but you must trust in the formless. Trust. Oh, do you know, now I'm thinking of that beautiful experiential dream work that we did the other day, and I don't think it's by mistake that has come up, you know, the light. Trust the light. Trust the light that is guiding you, but don't worry about the form right now. It's like you're remembering who you are again. It's the coming home. The coming home, and you know, being, this is the pool of remembering. The pool of remembering, and the light is being reflected in this pool. Your light is being reflected in this pool. So this is like pure consciousness. Pure consciousness. And so the message for you, Morgan, is don't worry about the form of how things are going to take yet. Don't worry about that. Just trust the light and trust your intuition. Trust your guides. Continue to play. Continue to remain open. The truth has been revealed to you. You know who you are, and you know what you're becoming. You know that you have a sense of that. How that's going to look, we don't know exactly yet. You don't know exactly how that's going to unfold. But Pandora's box has been opened. All the little spites have been, you know, all the little insects have been let out. And this but you're being called to remain open to the new potentials that are being birthed. And don't worry about how it's supposed to look right now. Just continue to trust and to follow the light. The form will come soon. First we know what comes after Pandora. It's the transition. There's going to be a transitionary period. The light is going to lead you towards that. And then we meet with Apollo. So then, you know, it'll all become very clear. So you still have to, there's still some work to do, inner work to complete before it's clearer, before the path is much clearer for you. Okay. And Morgan and I know exactly what we're talking about now. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, Pania, I'm going to read for you. Nice to see you online tonight. Hi, Joe. Good to see you. Oh, it's paused again. I don't know why it keeps doing that on my thing. The alignment game is strong. Is it, Emily? Is it? I wasn't sure about my first reading tonight with those cards. I feel like I want to explore them a little bit more. I'm going to let that simmer over tonight. I'm going to let that simmer a bit more. Do you know, just as I was sitting here, of course, the Knights, the court cards refer to people in our lives. These are two masculine energies. Two masculine energies, two males or two masculine energies that are influencing some of us, some of you who are watching. I can't wait to actually have another look at them tomorrow and sit down with them and let them speak to me more fully. Okay, I forgot who I said I was going to read for next. Did I say? I don't think I did. Let me have a look. Okay. Pania. I said Pania, didn't I? That's right. Okay, Pania. There's your card. Little spot looking at me. I wonder what it's going to be. Oh, the great sacrifice. Do you know, I think this is probably, I think this is one of the most, it's not the hardest, well, there's big lessons with this card, Pania. This is like having to make decisions for the greater good of everyone. And it's not always fun. This is like the great sacrifice. And you have been making sacrifices for a long time and it's still not over yet. It's still not over yet. That doesn't mean that it's not going to come to an end, but it's been a bit of a rough road for you, actually. And this is the story of Prometheus, who stole fire from the gods to evolve humanity. He created man. There was no woman at that time. He created man, and he stole fire from the gods to evolve his project. And Zeus was very cross with him for doing that, because Zeus didn't want to give him the fire, and so he punished him for that, and he hung him on this rock. And so this card also represents like Jesus and the crucifixion, and him preparing for his resurrection. And so the eagle represents Zeus, who comes down to peck at his liver daily, and then his liver regenerates at night. So this is the card of you having to do the hard yards. You have been doing the hard yards for quite some time, and it's really exhausting. It will come to an end. It will come to an end. It's just not quite yet. Sacrifices still need to be made, even though I know, it's like, I know you've accepted this, but it's still not over yet. There's still some more to do. But it will come, you will end up, it will come. The next card after this is the death card. So it is coming. The ending is coming. It's just not yet. So this is you still having to make these big sacrifices. And it usually is for the family. It usually is for our kids. It usually is for those who perhaps don't have the awareness or the insight that you have. That's not to be dismissive or condescending or being horrible about other people, but sometimes we just know a little bit more. We understand a bit more deeply. We just get it in ways that other people are unable to see at that point, but you can, which is why you're making the big sacrifice that you are right now. But it will come to an end, and when it does, things will transform. There'll be a big shift. There'll be some endings, but it's not yet. It's not yet. You're still going through this this giving of yourself to the situation. Okay. Pania is great. Pania is fine. Rebecca, thank you for asking. She is good. We know each other quite well, actually. She'll know what I'm talking about. She's good. Okay. Held up on the call. That's okay. You'll watch the replay. Hi, Katrina. Good to see you. Yes, Julia. I'll read for you. Yes, trying to help the world wake up is tough. It is tough, hey? It is tough, especially when we're unaware of our own shadows too, because that happens as well. One minute we think we're awake, and next minute we're projecting our own stuff, and sometimes we can be so unaware of that. I don't know who that card was for. Who did I say I was going to read for? It must be your card because it just flew out. I'm going to read it as your card. Who did I say I was going to read for? Actually, I'm not. I'm going to reshuffle. I forgot. Julia. No, that was for Angela, Anne. But if it felt like it was for you, take it, because the cards. When I do these one card readings, if it resonates for you, it's because it's for you. Take it. I'm not going to be able to read for everyone here. And you know, those of you who have watched my readings before, my style isn't doing, give me a question and I'm going to say yes or no. Yes, you're going to meet your lover in a week's time, or I don't read like that. My cards are fun. I don't know, I read a bit more therapeutically, and I love talking about the myths, so I do spend a bit of time on the cards. So yes, if it does resonate for you, take it. It's because it's meant for you. It is meant for you. Okay, back to constantly evolving. Yes, you're welcome, Pania. So I did say I was going to read for, geez, I keep forgetting Julia. Okay. He's one of my favorites. And so this is Chiron. He's known as the Wounded Healer. And he is also known as the spiritual father in the Mythic Tarot. And the story around him is that he was accidentally scratched by one of the arrows that Hercules used to kill a monster, and it had been dipped in blood. And Chiron was actually immortal, and because he was immortal, he instead of the poison killing him, it just made him suffer, and he suffered throughout his whole life in pain, and he had to learn how to live with the pain. And so in doing so, what he did is he explored all these different plant medicines and looked for ways to overcome the pain, his wounding. And he ended up learning a lot about spirituality and also plant medicines. And so he brought that knowledge down from divine, from source, and brought that knowledge into some kind of intellectual teaching, in some kind of teaching format, where he was able to gift his students this knowledge. And so this card represents you having been through some really difficult times in your life, but it was purposed, it was soul purposed. It's because you are meant to share the medicine of that experience, the crisis that you went through. You're meant to share that. It's not necessarily sharing the actual event, but what you learnt from that, and to gift that to others, to gift the teachings to other people. There was big medicine in that that's meant to be shared with others in this lifetime. Sometimes this card will come up as well when we are seeking out spiritual teachers or needing some kind of spiritual teacher to help us make sense of the wounding of the past, so that we can give it some meaning and some higher purpose. So, maybe it could be accessing maybe a psychologist or a counselor or a therapist, or even perhaps maybe exploring Buddhism or some kind of philosophy to help you make sense of the experiences that you've had, so that you can then share this with other people, to share this knowledge that you have gained through the difficulties, through the challenges of your life. The Hierophant only actually really works with people who are leaders. He stands with those who are meant to lead, who have a big calling in this lifetime to support and help others. A big calling can come in many forms. It doesn't mean that you have to be on a platform like Oprah Winfrey, but when you have a definite purpose, it's so clear to you. You know what you're meant to be doing. It's just following through with that. and leading others, helping other people. People look up to you, they look to you for help, but you also need to receive some support too. And so sometimes I think of him like a guide, like a spiritual guide for sure, like he's your spiritual guide. You can see here that he's got the soul contract, your soul contract in his hands. He has knowledge about what you've come here to do. And so you can engage with him in meditation, go into meditation and engage with the Hierophant, have audience with him, speak with him about your lived experiences, ask for his guidance, ask for how he can help you, how he can support you, and where he might like to lead, where he would like to lead you. What is your next step? He supported all great heroes in the myths. He helped them, prepared them for their big journey, for their big calling, what they feel divinely called to do. Okay, so the next person. Who is next? Yes, I like the energy of the Hierophant as well. Reach one, teach one. You're on fire tonight, Emily. You're in alignment tonight. You've had a crazy day, hey? You're in alignment. You're onto it, woman. In flow. Linda, yes, that is your card. He's your guide as well. He pops up. Every reading I do for Linda, he pops up somewhere, somehow. The Wounded Healer. Chiron, the Wounded Healer. His archetype's really interesting. Okay, who else am I going to read for? Let me see. Well, what's the time? It's 8:55. I'll do one more. Emily, this is for you. Since you've been on fire tonight, Emily. You've never heard about calling onto them. Yes, so you can do, in my Mythic Tarot Mentoring Program, we do some somatic work with the cards. I teach you how to journey with the archetypes. And well, I won't go into detail about what we do, but we go into trance, but it's layered, so it just gets deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And yes, very transformational, fascinating, really insightful. It brings forth the unconscious, the contents of the unconscious to your conscious awareness. Lots of messages, lots of new and exciting, sometimes not always new, but some exciting messages come through as well. Okay, Emily, this is for you. This is your card. Oh, she's beautiful. Here we have Temperance. Temperance is, she's a goddess of feeling. She's all feeling energy, and Temperance is about the free flowing of emotions. She's about healing through feeling, healing through releasing emotional energy. And Iris, you can see here, she's the goddess of the rainbow, and she was, oh, it's a bit blurry. Can you see that? It looks a bit blurry. I wonder why that is. Might be the light. Yeah, so she was Hera's goddess, Hera's helper actually, and Hera is Zeus's wife, and so Iris was a healer to some extent, but she only worked in the world of feeling. The message with this card, the lesson with this card, is that you are being called to feel all of your emotions, to not let your emotions stagnate. Because for you to have the relationships that you want, or to feel love in your relationships, you have to let go of what you're holding on to. Sometimes it can impact on our physical bodies when we hold on to emotional energy. It can impact on our health, and it can leave. It can end up as a block, and so. So the card of Iris is about, you can see the cups are pouring, one cup pouring to the other, the flowing, the free flowing of emotional, you know, your emotional world. She's not thought, she's the connection that we have in our relationship through feeling, through the heart. She's also about forgiveness, finding forgiveness, opening up your heart to your own forgiveness, forgiving yourself, forgiving your own heart, that genuine love, forgiveness for others, letting go of any bitterness, letting go of any hurts, letting that all go, just letting yourself finding that place inside of you, finding that love inside of you. But it does require a releasing of old stagnating emotions that you might be holding on to, letting it out of your body, releasing it. That doesn't make those emotions wrong. It's the free flowing of emotional energy to clear the debris so you can have that clarity around your relationships. Temperance comes after, her energy comes after the issues that the Fool faced in the card of the Lovers and the Chariot, and the lessons that he learned where he was faced with conflict in his relationships, and he made mistakes. He made mistakes choosing lust over love, and then, you know, created this war, and he had to find some forgiveness for himself for the mistakes that he made. And so it's a healing card, but it requires you to feel. You need to let your feelings flow. Okay, well, it's 9 o'clock. That's it from me tonight. I hope you enjoyed tonight's reading. I feel like I want to, definitely going to go a bit deeper on those cards tomorrow. And don't forget, I've got my awesome program. It starts next week, the following week, not this week, 13th of October, my channeling program. I'm going to teach you how to channel. I'm going to hold space for you to meet your spirit team, to embody, to have a tangible experience of spirit. You will learn how to read for yourself and others. You will learn how to move in and out of trance state. You will learn how to access these altered states of consciousness that shamans, that mystics, clairvoyants access. I'll teach you how to do that. It's really quite easy once you know how. Oh, you're so welcome, Sam. Thanks, everyone. I'll put another link in the comments. Of course, you know I do readings, so if you'd like a reading, don't forget to message me. Happy to read for you. I'll put another link in there for my program. I've only got 5 spots left, so if you want in, jump in. Okay, everyone, I'm sending you so much love. Have an amazing evening, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye, everyone.